what the sea have for us is not only the beautiful of the seven-color sea, what we see every day. In his deepness, he have a million of diversities ecosystem that give us and provide us the importance that we need for our existence.
So for us to understand the importance of the coral reef, for example, we can look on it from the point of view of the beaches. So without coral reefs, we don't have these white sand beaches that existed here on San Andres and on the Keys. But it's because of the ecosystem. Because of the coral reefs, and because of the seagrasses, and because of the mangroves, and because of the water that came from all the islands that are bringing nutrients that needed to feed the fishes that are living around the coral reefs. But all of it, in general, it's one big ecosystem. So when we are cutting trees from all the islands, when we are cutting the trees in the Cove Valley, or when we are pulling up the mangrove areas, or when we are pulling up the wetlands, we are somehow attempting to damage the coral reefs that exist around the island. And if we are damaging the coral reefs, then we may end up contributing to the disappearance of the beaches that existed here on the island of San Andres. So there is this big relationship. This is what we are saying, the relationship between white water and blue water. What happened on land affects the sea, and what happened in the sea will end up affecting the land also. We have to see how we can live, how we can fit ourselves in this ecosystem. Because if we don't fit ourselves in the right way in this ecosystem, then we will end up damaging precisely the ecosystem. So that relationship has to be really tuned in a very fine way for us to reduce as much as possible the damages that we are, because there will be damages. Necessarily, as for us humans to live on the island, we are making some kind of contribution to reduce the natural ecosystem. But we have to try to live as less as possible with the less damages to these ecosystems. So what we are doing on land is needed to be very fine-tuned to see how it can impact the less as possible what is happening in the sea. That relationship between white water and blue water. White water is the water that is on the land. Blue water is the water from the oceans.